समझ नहीं आ रहा अपने सैलरी इंक्रीमेंट का क्या करूं।
बेटा इतना क्या सोच रहा है? अपने म्यूचुअल फंड्स के एसआईपी का टॉप अप करा ले। दिस इज द राइट टाइम।
क्या? समझ में नहीं आया।
बेटा इतना क्या सोच रहा है? अपने म्यूचुअल फंड्स का एसआईपी टॉपअप करा ले। दिस इज द राइट टाइम।
अब समझा।
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.
That's Snehesh, who's a T12 semi-automatic magazine-fed shotgun. Shotguns have been in use, like I said, for a very, very long time.
This doesn't look like a shotgun.
It is a shotgun.
The ones that I'm used to is the movies, where you...
Oh yeah. So those are the pump-action shotguns.
Yeah.
This one is out of the movies. This comes into warfare. You'd rather have a weapon which is capable of having very quick follow-on shots.
Yeah.
So it's semi-automatic. We've pretty much worked on all of those technologies that have improved other weapons and added those as a feature into this.
Okay.
So for example, you have a system which has got a full-length Picatinny rail capable of mounting day optics and night optics.
Okay.
You got a heavier barrel. Civilian barrels are very thin, but we're talking about military variants of this particular weapon. So barrels are likely to be stronger, capable of taking much more wear and tear. We've got, we've got the trigger, which is a drop-in trigger. A drop-in trigger is a very rare in military weapon simply because of the fact that they're expensive.
When you say drop-in trigger, what is that?
Drop-in trigger is an interesting concept. Drop-in triggers means that you have the receiver here, which is one piece.
Yeah.
I would just have a box. I would drop the box in and I would close it, and that would become the trigger the moment I finish off the installation.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So from a maintenance perspective, all you need to do is remove a couple of pins, take out the drop-in trigger, do the maintenance, and put it back inside.
Put it back in there.
Right. So it's really modular, extremely modular.
But it's expensive.
Internationally expensive, not for us, because once you figure out how exactly you've got to manufacture it, Indian sensibilities, Indian ways of manufacturing, Indian costs enable you to produce at much lower prices.
Okay.
But that's a feature for military variants, right? Very few companies which offer drop-in triggers. For example, Beretta would kind of give their top-end models with a drop-in trigger, but this is a base model that kind of comes in with the drop-in trigger. What is also interesting here is that we offer the ammunition also along with this for counter-drone applications.
For counter-drone applications.
Right. And
this is basically a counter-drone.
The shotgun is a shotgun. It is not going to change.
Okay.
Fundamentally, it can be used for any application. You could even use this for non-lethal applications.
Okay.
But the way that we've kind of designed this particular weapon is that it's capable of being used across all applications. But when we give the ammunition that is used for counter-drone, this becomes a super strong weapon for counter-drone applications.
So what is so special about the counter-drone?
Understand this.
Yeah.
If I was to kind of put
viewers, I'll just cut him short. One thing that I love about SSS Defence thing is this, and this is something that I love to read. It says, made in Bharat. That's what SSS is all about. So sorry, continue.
By the way, international markets will also see made in Bharat. There is no made in India for us anymore.
There you go. Okay.
Now, the ammunition in a shotgun is basically a whole lot of pellets in a wad. So when you fire it, you have the primary ignition, and then you have the wad flying out of the barrel, and then you create a cone, and that cone basically becomes your threat.
Okay.
So what you're doing is not shooting one bullet, you're shooting a whole cone of projectiles towards the threat.
Okay.
Now, at 25 meters, 50 meters, 75 meters, and so on and so forth, the cone is likely to expand simply because of the fact that that's rules of physics.
Yeah.
Right? At a certain distance, if your ammunition or the pellets are of a certain material, and we've basically been experimenting with a lot of materials at this point in time, that has high density and is also able to preserve high muzzle velocity coming out of the barrel, then you will, in general, be able to destroy the drone simply by hitting the props.
Okay. Okay.
Right? Props continue to be made out of carbon fiber, right? But they're still not materials which are going to withstand a whole lot of projectiles coming at them and taking them out of balance.
So what's the range for this one?
Our maximum range in this one is going to be at this point in time with a 20-inch barrel at close to about 100 meters.
100 meters.
Right. But understand this. A shotgun lends itself to practice. So you have regular shooters and you have skeet shooters. Right?
Yeah.
So you're almost kind of changing the way in which tactics get built inside a force to be able to utilize that weapon even better.
And the magazine holds how many rounds?
Magazine holds 5. The reason why we went in with the magazine fed option is because of the fact that operationally, when a force is going in, you could have tube fed or you could have magazine fed. Now, if you come to an end of the total number of rounds that you have expended, then you need to kind of refeed with your hand.
Okay.
But in this particular instance, all you need to do is
You say the magazine.
unload the magazine, put in the next
in the
round. So every magazine has 5.
So basically, this is what maybe a 1 or 2 soldiers will carry this in an if you're moving in a squad or in whatever, and then the rest would be carrying the regular rifles, right?
Today in Russia, every soldier carries the shotgun. The AK has become a secondary weapon. It is not the primary weapon.
Wow.
The shotgun is a primary weapon. The AK or the CZ or the Colt is essentially a secondary weapon.
So this becomes a primary
This becomes
weapon.
a primary weapon.
In a war zone, because you're dealing with
Absolutely.
drones.
Yeah, and so this is also the one that's going to be going into the Indian Army. It's also going into international armies, especially
So
in
you're saying
Scandinavia.
Indian Army, you've already backed the contract?
That's right. We've already backed the contract, and
Oh,
deliveries are
congratulations.
starting on this one very soon in the course of the next
okay.
10 days.
Okay.
Right.
Well, there you go. That's an exclusive breaking news on the Print YouTube channel. Yeah. So
Thank
you've
you.
already backed the contract. Awesome.
We're on to
Congratulations.
deliveries right now in the course
We're
of
on
the
to
coming
deliveries.
days. Right.
Okay.
And we'll be continuously delivering in the course of the next 3 months
Okay.
to the armed forces. We're also in the process of securing some international orders for this one. The best part about what we built is that the number of people who are able to put out both the weapon and the ammunition in the global markets today is down to a very small number. And geopolitics in itself has made itself such that companies are trying to find sources to be able to build these shotguns, build effective ones, get the whole package, which includes weapon, ammunition, and optics, get it from countries which are friendly to them and not their enemies. And now the whole world is split up completely.
Exactly.
US does not have any more of the capacity to supply, though they have a very large
And
weapons industry.
neither does Russia.
Neither does Russia. So you're basically left with a handful of countries. Turkish shotgun. I mean, Turkish shotguns have been around in India for quite some time. We've had people importing shotguns and so on and so forth. The Turkish shotgun industry is considered to be one of the largest industries. Of course, yes, at some point in time, I'm going to find Turkish components coming into India and being screwdrivered as well.
Yeah.
But even before that happens, let me be very clear, right? I want the forces to know that there is India before Turkey, right? So this is a weapon which has proven itself and has the ability to do the damage in counter-drone or non-lethal or breaching operations.
And this is your first contract with the Indian Army.
That's my very first contract after the AK-47 upgrades.
But in
Several
terms
years
of a
back.
small arms, in terms of an actual hard kill option,
That's right.
this is your first
Very
contract.
first contract.
So happy for you. Congratulations. And look forward to seeing more products from you
Absolutely,
in the
yes.
coming months and years. Thank you so much for joining here at
you
The
so
Print.
much.
Thank you.